clear to Atlanta via the Royez 7 departure then as filed. Maintain 1000. Departure on 127.075. Squawk 5141. Expect runway 25 right for departure. Clear to Atlanta via the Royez 7 departure then as filed. Maintain 1000. Departure on 127.075. Squawk 5141. Expecting runway 25 right for departure. Alright guys, welcome to the sim. We're going to do a quick VFR flight here. We're going to be flying from Daytona Beach down to Sanford. I do not have real world weather on today, just because the weather outside is thunderstorms and we don't want to fly in that, so we're going to be flying with that off for now. But we're going to do a VFR flight. I am going to be running Say Intentions ATC, so you can get an idea of how immersive it is. I do have a lot of traffic turned on as well. The traffic does not talk to the AI, but you will get traffic alerts, which is pretty awesome. So we may run into a couple small conflicts on the ground, so we'll just pay attention to that. I am going to set up a couple of other things real quick, and then we'll get the flight rolling. With the time of day here, just to give ourselves something a little bit prettier to look at. I do know I got some lighting behind me here, so I don't want to be too dark. I think we'll probably get a lot of glare if we are. So we'll do something a little bit more like early morning. Alright, so let me just kind of get things put into the avionics here. Alright, so we got our flight plan all cleared out. Let's go ahead and go back to the main page. KSFB is Sanford. So I think what we'll do is we'll go down the coastline over the top of New Smyrna Beach, and then we'll cut across to Sanford. Alright, so we got the flight plan in. Let's see here. Alright, so we'll plan on 4,500 per altitude once we turn past New Smyrna Beach. And we'll just remain in a climb unless instructed otherwise. Alright, so you'll start to hear the chatter here in just a second. I'm going to put COM 1 back on. So right now we are on clearance delivery, and then 120.70 is, I'm going to adjust this, is our ground frequency. So keep in mind, guys, I am a pilot. I'm not a flight instructor, and I haven't flown in quite some time other than on these simulators. So there's quite a few things I may do wrong. I'm kind of using this as a learning tool for myself to get back into flying. Alright, so we got 119.30, which is clearance delivery, and then we got 120.70, which is our, actually that's our tower, so we're going to fix that right now. So we want to go over to ground, which is 121.9, and then I will come back down here and we'll go ahead and put in the tower just so we have it. And then there's a good chance that we will end up needing approach. We can pick up flight following or departure in this case, so we'll go ahead and add that into the box too on COM 2. Alright, so I got my frequencies set up. I do not have the ATIS going right now. Main reason is that it picks up real world weather, and I'm not flying with that right now, so I may go ahead and just listen to it in order to get the identifier, but the weather information is going to be incorrect. So let's just go ahead and pick that up. And that is one of the things I've noticed on here too, is it shows AWOS, but doesn't show the ATIS frequency for Daytona Beach. I can pull that up in this menu right here. This is the one from Say Intentions. However, I don't like to use this all that much. I try to keep it as real as possible, so I'll just look it up on my iPad here. And ATIS is 132.875. So we'll do that real quick here. 132.875.
Meter 2984. Arriving and departing runways 7 left, 16, 7 right. Visual approach is in use. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. VFR departures contact clearance delivery on 119.3. Advise on initial contact. You have information hotel.
Alright, so it's information hotel. And we'll get our VFR clearance. Alright, I am going to hide the keyboard and everything, hoping I don't have to use it. We are working on a tray that'll keep that off to the right here, but we don't have that in place just yet. And let's get our ground frequency back in. That would be... Okay. Clearance delivery, this is Cessna Skyhawk 45361, looking for a VFR clearance. We'd like to depart to the shoreline and then south before going on to Sanford with flight following.
Skyhawk 361 cleared out of the Daytona Beach Bravo airspace. Maintain VFR at or below 1500 feet. Departure on 127.075, squawk 6222.
Roger, cleared out of the Class Bravo airspace, VFR at 1,500, squawking 6222. And I probably did not say that right. So we'll see if the AI corrects me here. Trying to get that menu to go away here. Keep in mind, guys, too, I don't have a pen and paper, so I'm not taking really good notes. This is definitely not the way I would be flying the real plane. I would have my knee board. I'm kind of doing this on the fly. I'm not sure if the clearance delivery actually heard me give that radio communication back. Give it another moment, then we'll try it again. I think they said departure 123.9 as well. Clearance delivery Skyhawk 45361, cleared out of the Class Bravo airspace of VFR at or below 1,500. And over to departure 123.9 for flight following and squawking 6222 for 361. Alright, I know that was a little better. We'll see if it picked that up. The aircraft model I have will not foul these spark plugs right now, even though I would prefer to have that level of realism. Just not required on this sim build, so we don't have it on here. Alright, well, we'll just go over to ground here. And tower is going to be 120.7, which I do have on the standby there. Or COM 2, but I'm going to go ahead and add that into COM 1. And we'll go down here and put in the departure. Daytona Beach ground, Cessna Skyhawk, November 45361 is ready for VFR. Ready to taxi for VFR departure to the east.
Skyhawk 45361, Daytona Beach ground, runway 7 right via Papa, Whiskey, Yankee, Sierra.
Roger, taxi to runway 7 right via... I'm sorry, can you repeat that again, please?
Everyone ready for departure. Have a good day.
This is why I need my notepad.
Take ground, Piper 8289 Alpha requesting to taxi via taxiway Papa to runway 7 right, 8289 Alpha.
I do have the map here in front of me, so this will help here. I think she said Papa, Whiskey, Yankee, Sierra. Daytona ground, Skyhawk 45361. Just wanted to confirm that was taxi via Bravo 4, Papa, Whiskey, Yankee, Sierra to 7 right.
Skyhawk 361, Daytona Beach ground, runway 7 right via Papa, Whiskey, Yankee, Sierra.
Roger, thank you for 361. Alright, so we'll get rolling here. Got my taxi lights, nav lights on. No strobes or landing light yet until we're on the active. We'll release the brakes. And we'll start our roll. Alright, we're back and we're rolling now. Alright, now here's Papa. Clear to my left and clear to my right. Alright, so I also do not have checklists in front of me. That is something else I would be doing in the real aircraft. I'm doing everything by memory on this one. I do not have any failures put in. However, I may do one sometime in the flight, just so you can see the ATC interaction with emergencies declared. At a center line. So we've been playing with some different visual effects. So you can see right now the lighting that is using a free plugin. I have a couple different presets, and I may go over those in another video. But it makes a world of difference as to the level of realism, especially nighttime or dusk and sunset. Dusk and sunrise. You'll see the ground lighting a lot better with these add-ons in than you do in the standard X-Plane. So normally when I get down here too, I do a run-up. Again, since it's late in the day here, I've got other things I gotta go do, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pretend like we went ahead and did one.
Cherokee 315 X-ray Papa, hold short of taxiway Alpha traffic approaching from your left. Holding short of Alpha Cherokee 315 X-ray Papa.
So we're all the way down here in the entire runway. Alright, so the run-up area is right here to my right. Again, we're not going to do the run-up, we're just going to pretend like we did it. To simulator, I already know what the settings are, I don't have any failures in. This aircraft flight model doesn't have any type of persistency or anything that's going to fail on me, so we're just going to go fly. We will do a quick before flight checklist here before takeoff. So, both. Provided that that's programmed correctly, which I believe it is. Full rich. RPM's back up so we don't stall out. Landing strobe, and then over to tower, which we'll double check that that is the tower frequency. There, my knob's not working all of a sudden. There we go. That was weird. Alright. See tower 120.70, and that's what I'm on. And then we'll be going over to departure 123.9, which I do have on COM 2. But we'll go ahead and put that into the standby box for COM 1. Alright, so let's call the tower. Daytona Tower, Skyhawk November 45361, holding short runway 7 right, ready for a VFR departure, eastbound towards the shoreline and then south towards New Smyrna.
Skyhawk 45361, Daytona Beach Tower, winds calm, 7 right, cleared for takeoff. On departure, fly heading 170 to the shoreline.
Roger, cleared for takeoff, runway 7 right. Thanks for the winds, and we'll maintain 70 on the heading. Alright, here we go.
Citation 433 Mike Whiskey, hold short of runway 12 traffic on final.
There we go.
Holding short of runway 12, citation 433 Mike Whiskey.
Advance the throttles. Everything is still in the green. Airspeed is alive. Now we're at a rotation speed. Now we're airborne. So we're going to continue straight out per ATC's instructions, and we'll stay under 1,500. We'll actually probably level that off at 1,000.
Mustang 90 Kilo Uniform 59, enter left downwind, expect landing clearance. Entering left downwind, awaiting landing clearance, Mustang 90 Kilo Uniform 59.
For the handoff here, they'll probably give it to us here as we approach the shoreline or turn south as we're exiting their airspace.
Skylane 527, continue right downwind, report base leg for runway 16. Skyhawk 45361, Daytona Beach Tower, contact departure.
Roger, over to departure for Skyhawk 361. Daytona Beach departure, Skyhawk 45361 with you 1,000 feet just east of Daytona Beach. Flight following, please. Sure they already knew that, but... And they might be on the wrong frequency. Daytona Tower, Skyhawk 45361. What's that departure frequency, please?
Skyhawk 45361, Daytona Beach Tower, departure frequency is 127.075.
Command 251, Papa contact departure on 127.075.
Contact departure on 120.725. Bravo, Papa.
Roger, over to departure for Skyhawk 361. That's 127.075. Daytona departure, Cessna 45361 with you, 1,600 descending 1,500. And I broke the altitude.
Skyhawk 45361, Daytona approach, radar contact.
American 1289 has cleared visual approach, runway. 36 right, maintain 190 or greater to advise.
Cleared visual, 36 right, maintaining 190 or greater, American 1289er. Piper 199er, Quebec, Quebec, Daytona departure, roger. Piper 199er, Quebec, Quebec, Daytona departure, radar contact. Piper 199er, Quebec, Quebec, Daytona departure contact. Daytona Beach Tower on 120.7. Twin Command Comanche 235 Charlie Quebec, right to 070 vectors for the GPS. Right to 070 vectors for the GPS, 235 Charlie Quebec. Skyhawk 45361 Daytona approach, altitude at your discretion. Own navigation.
Roger, altitude at our discretion and no navigation for Skyhawk 45361. Alright, so we'll turn the autopilot on, hit nav, and let it intercept our course here.
FedEx 1210, fly heading 280, descend and maintain 5,000. 280 down to 5,000, FedEx 1210.
We'll start a gradual climb here.
Piper 582, Bravo clear direct to the VOR, climb to 5,500.
Direct to the VOR, climbing to 5,500, 582 Bravo.
We wanted to intercept that leg, but I don't see a need to cut all the way back here onto the original course when I can see the airport right here. So we'll just fly in over top of the airport and intercept our next leg towards Sanford. And landing light off. I'll turn the pitot heat off.
Janet 294, clear for residential chemtrail ops at or above flight level 350. Chemtrail ops approved. Janet 294, have a great day.
American 1145, slow to 170 knots, 5 mile final contact tower 118.3, good night.
170 tower 118.3, good night American 1145. American 1145, slow to 170 knots, 5 mile final contact tower 118.3, good night. 170 tower 118.3, good night American 1145.
So currently with the view that we're using, you do see a little bit of this ripple effect going on the screen. That's because we have some rain hitting the windshield, and we are, for the view, we're really zoomed up on the cowling, up over the compass, since this one's going to have a real compass. I think we're going to play with that a little bit. We do have the ability to make some of our own objects and animations, so we'll probably make our own glass object that actually sits around here and actually gives us the proper rain effect. We just haven't had a moment to really implement that just yet.
1,500, Piper 9er, Quebec. Piper 9er, Quebec, radar contact over Highlander Airport at 1,700 feet.
Alright, so I just clicked on GPS here for the nav. We'll see if it intercepts and takes our turn here.
Piper 9er, Quebec, change to my frequency on 125.35. JetBlue 563, contact approach on 119.5, good day. 119.5, good day, JetBlue 563.
Japan Airlines 701, turn right, heading 150 vectors for the ILS approach.
Right to 150 vectors for the ILS Japan Airlines 701. Radio check, Cessna Tree 4 Echo, Daytona departure, Roger, Geneva, altimeter tree 015. Skyhawk 361, what's your final?
Skyhawk 361, we're heading to Sanford. That's Kilo Sierra Foxtrot Sierra. I think I said that wrong. Bravo. Yep, that was way off.
Skyhawk 361, Roger, heading to Sanford. Continuous filed.
Roger, I just want to clarify, flight. That is Sanford, Florida here. That is Kilo Sierra Foxtrot Bravo.
Skyhawk 361, roger, heading to Sanford. Continue as filed. Departure Twin Star 7786 Bravo, climbing 1200.
Alright, so this part of the flight, we've got 20 miles. I'm also at the wrong altitude, so we're going to go ahead and do a quick climb here to 4,500.
Twin Star 7786 Bravo, Daytona, approach radar contact. Fly heading 147 vectors to Island D, then own navigation. Left heading 147 vectors to Island, then own navigation. Twin Star 86 Bravo.
But yes, I'm flying with the autopilot, just kind of managing the flight. Majority of the time, especially VFR flying, they don't usually do that. But for the sake of the video, I just thought it would be fairly easy. But I think we're going to do
361. Contact Jacksonville Center on 134.0.
4.0. 134. Skyhawk 361, that's over to Jacksonville Center 134.0, correct? So we'll just try it. Jacksonville Center, Cessna Skyhawk, November 45361 with you, 4,500 en route to Sanford.
Skyhawk 45361, Jacksonville Center, good morning, New Smyrna Beach. Altimeter 2980.
Roger, 2980, 361. What am I doing? There it is. Alright, for the sake of making this interesting here, I'm going to go ahead and set up an emergency situation. I'll probably set it for a specific altitude, so it just kind of happens. Eye on the keyboard here. I do not know why that screen keeps doing that. I'll be looking into that here. Seems pretty odd, but maybe our cables are just a little tight. Go into failures. So we'll set up a bird strike on this one.
American 467, maintain 250 knots. Maintaining 250 knots, American 467.
We'll do it like 2,000 feet. Alright, so this is the only downside of hiding these things, right? Like, I really need to put that tray over here. So we'll put it at 2,000 feet, so when we go through our descent here, we'll end up encountering...
ILS, runway 31 approach at St. Augustine, Twin Cessna 23 Golf.
Alright, there we go. Now I'll just hide this. I don't think we'll need it again. Alright, so at 13 miles. fact, usually about 10 miles out is when I slowly start my descent, so we'll do the same thing in this case. Get to about 10 miles, and then we'll hand us off to the tower.
Twin Cessna 23 Golf, Roger Twin Cessna. Descend and maintain 6,000, turn left, heading 005 vectors for the ILS runway 31 approach at St. Augustine.
So we're at 11 miles right now. Alright, so we'll just start a gradual descent here.
Turn left, heading 005 vectors for the ILS runway 31 approach into St. Augustine. Descend and maintain 6,000. Twin Cessna 23 Golf. American 106, contact New York Center on 133.2.
Switching to New York Center, 133.2, American 106.
Station Air 14 Quebec, contact New Smyrna Beach Tower on 119.675. Contacting New Smyrna Beach Tower on 119.675, Station Air 1914 Quebec. Jacksonville Center, Station Air 1914 Quebec is at 3,500. Station Air 1914 Quebec, Jacksonville Center, good afternoon. Altimeter 29901.
Field elevation.
United 758, maintain separation with traffic ahead. Reduce speed to 200 knots.
Reducing to 200 knots for separation, United 758.
United 880, 75271.
At the airport site now. Jacksonville Center, Skyhawk, November 45361 has the airfield in sight. And I am not set up for this frequency.
Skyhawk 361, say again your request.
Jacksonville Center, Skyhawk 361. We have the airport in sight. We'd like to go ahead and switch over to tower if possible.
Skyhawk 361, contact Orlando approach on 135.3.
Roger, what was that frequency for Orlando approach, please?
Skyhawk 361, contact Orlando approach on 135.3. JetBlue 617, cross Dimon at or above 10,000.
Roger, 135.3 for 361. Orlando approach, Skyhawk, November 45361, with you, 3,200 for 2,500.
Skyhawk 45361, Orlando approach. Good morning, Geneva, altimeter 29080. Cessna 172 Alpha Bravo, turn right, heading 150, descend to 2,500, report airport in sight.
Right to 150, descending to 2,500, will report the airport 172 Alpha Bravo.
JetBlue 592, contact Jacksonville Center on 134.0. Jacksonville Center on 134.0, JetBlue 592.
Orlando approach, Skyhawk 45361. We have Sanford Airport in sight. That is our final destination. Can we switch over to the tower, please? Again, this is this is AI, so maybe that's why. But yeah, at this point, I think I'd be talking to Tower since we're getting ready to literally fly right over their airport, and that is where I was planning to land. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and switch here in a moment. Orlando approach, Skyhawk November 45361. We'd like to go ahead and cancel flight following squawk VFR. We'll just leave it at that, see what it says.
British Airways 228, maintain 300 knots, climb and maintain flight level 380. 300 knots, climbing to flight level 380, British Airways 228. Skyhawk 361, roger. Radar services terminated, squawk VFR.
Roger, thank you.
Orlando Executive, ground.
Sanford Tower, Skyhawk November 45361 is directly over top of the airport at 3000. We'd like to come in for a full stop landing.
Skyhawk 505, Alpha Mike, turn left, heading 090, contact departure.
Left to heading 090, contacting departure, Skyhawk 505, Alpha Mike.
Sanford Tower, Skyhawk 361. I don't know if I confused the AI or what.
Running 824 Foxtrot Delta, enter right base, runway 32.
Right base, runway tree 2 for Mooney, 824 Foxtrot Delta.
Sanford Tower, Skyhawk November 45361, how do you read? I'm on the right frequency. At least according to this I am.
Skylane 422, Alpha Mike, make left traffic, runway 36, cleared for takeoff.
Making left traffic cleared for takeoff, runway tree 6, Skylane 422, Alpha Mike. Takeoff, Skylane 27.
Yep, it's all the right frequency. Sanford Tower, Cessna Skyhawk November 45361, how do you read? Alright, so I do see a bug right here. It's just repeating what I said previously for some reason, I don't know why. So we're going to reset the ATC. Alright, and we'll try that again. Sanford Tower, Skyhawk November 45361, how do you read it?
Skylane 422, Alpha Mike, enter left downwind, expect short approach.
Left downwind, expecting short approach. Skylane 422, Alpha Mike.
Tower, November 45361, how do you read? Alright, now maybe it'll pick it up. I'm not sure what's going on.
Skyhawk 45361, Sanford Tower, go ahead.
I don't even know where the hell I am anymore. Let's see.
Citation 0 Echo Zulu, runway 9 left, cleared for takeoff.
Sanford Tower, Skyhawk November 45361, about 4 miles to the south. We'd like to come in for a full stop landing.
Citation 0 Echo Zulu contact departure. Skyhawk 361, enter right base for runway 27 center.
Right base for runway 27 center for Skyhawk 361. Alright, so now I'm going to figure that out. Let's pull up our chart here.
Skyhawk 361, runway 27 center, clear to land.
Runway 27 center, clear to land for Skyhawk 361. Alright, so we need to go... That's this guy from that direction. So let's do this. We'll turn the heading off here. 270. Alright. Now we'll just go ahead and turn the autopilot off. Kind of got our bearings here, so we'll spin back around the airport and pick up some airspeed. So I got the airport out in front of us right now. Just going to go ahead and keep our descent going.
Skyline 94527 Orlando Sanford Tower, enter right downwind for runway 36.
Enter right downwind for runway 36. Skyline 94527.
So before landing, our fuel's good, mixture full rich, landing lights, strobe lights are on.
Tower 457, entering right downwind runway 36. Sanford Tower, Skyline 94527, order 6, runway 9 right, ready for takeoff.
And we've got some birds. Now I'm losing engine power. Skyhawk November 45361 declaring emergency bird strike. We've lost an engine. Yeah, we've got no power.
Skyhawk 361, roger, emergency declared. Continue straight in for runway 27 center. Winds calm.
Roger, we'll continue straight in, but would like any runway, please. We got plenty of altitude right now. I'm actually going pretty fast too, so.
Skyhawk 361, any runway clear to land.
Roger, clear to land any runway for Skyhawk 4361. Alright, we definitely are going to make the airport. Conserve some battery a little bit. We'll keep our we'll turn our landing lights off. We'll keep our strobes on, the nav lights on. Beacon and our avionics for the moment. Alright, so we definitely got the airport made, so I'm going to go ahead and just introduce flaps. We'll side slip in here. Too much.
Skyhawk 90001, Bravo, extend upwind, I'll call your crosswind.
Extending upwind, awaiting crosswind call.
I've been having a lot of issues with these TPRs the last couple weeks here. I can feel it right now that they're not working, so not sure what the hell the issue is with those.
Comanche 5-1 Orlando Sanford Tower. Enter right downwind for runway 36.
So we're going to be pretty long on this one just because of that rudder issue. I can't side slip it. I could have paused the simulation, but it doesn't feel very realistic at that point either. I'll have to bleed off some of the airspeed here.
Orlando Tower, 5-1 Papa, requesting runway 9 left if possible, please.
Alright, so we're again, so I have a lot of pedals here.
Contact ground on 121.35.
We're just going to go ahead and come to a stop on the runway here. That at least clear this one. Tower, Skyhawk 45361 is on the ground. We're still on the runway, unable to clear. Can you send a tow truck, please?
Skyhawk 45361, Sanford Tower, roger. Sending a tow truck to your location.
Roger, thank you for your help. Alright, so you can see that does add to the level of immersion quite a bit, and you can do just about any type of emergency scenario. The AI does adapt to it, does understand it, so if you haven't messed with it before, I highly recommend it. And it's going to be, what we're hoping is going to become part of our standard package too, so anyway, hope you guys enjoyed.